Hi, I'm Cassidy,
This is Christine,
and we are youth librarians at Wellington Public Library.
and we are here with our juvenile October order, ready to go through the books and tell you a little bit about a few of them.
Yes.
Yes.
You want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. So, well, wait. Let's back up. Let's say, what is juvenile fiction, Christine?
Okay, so juvenile fiction is usually going to range, if we're looking at chapter books, you're looking at the end of second grade to third grade and above for sure. Some middle school a little bit, 6th and 7th graders would still really enjoy these books. I enjoy these books, so.
Right. I do too, because this is almost all I read, exclusively. Okay, so to get started, we will talk about 5 books each. We're going to give just a tiny little what we think they're about and who would like them. And then we will go over all the titles that are coming out and that will be available in the library by next week. Right, Christine?
We hope.
Yeah, you better.
Possibly.
So come in and check them out. Okay, I'm going to start with our tween book club book that we read this month, and we actually went and saw the movie too. This one is The House with a Clock in Its Walls. It is set in the 50s. It is mystery, it's murder, it's a little bit spooky, but not too spooky.
Yeah, not too bad.
No, not at all. Great for Halloween. Book was honestly better than the movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and all of our tweens agreed. We love Jack
Yeah.
Black, but it was
And
okay.
see, I don't know. I don't know if you hadn't read the book, how you would feel about the movie. I don't know. It might be great to someone who's never read the book before, but after reading the book, it just did not live up to it.
Yep, and we're librarians, and we have to say that because the book is always better. We
It
do
is.
know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Christine.
All right, so Refugee is an action-packed novel. It has a little bit of historical fiction going on with it because you are following 3 different refugee stories. You have a Jewish boy in the 1930s Germany, a Cuban girl in 1994, and a Syrian boy in 2015. We really want to do this for a book club one day.
Yeah,
Because it looks good.
yeah, I think it looks really good. I think it's going to be a great book to teach kids history without them knowing that you're teaching them history.
Yeah. And even just current events.
Yeah,
What's going on right now.
For sure. All right, next I have a fantasy series that we had the cutest little 5th grader come in and beg us to get. He had actually seen the movies, so I don't know if there's only 1 movie or maybe 2.
I can't remember either.
But the movie is called Legend of the Guardians, and this series is actually called Guardians of Ga'Hoole. I hope I'm saying that right. But it is told completely by owls. The story are about owls, which I just rewatched all of the Harry Potter movies, and I am obsessed with barn owls right now. They are gorgeous. So when I saw both of these books, we have books 1 and 2 and I think there's 5 in the series. We will get the rest of them before the end of the year, hopefully.
Yes.
But owls, fantasy, action, awesome for those kids that love anything to do with animals and magic.
Right, which is like every kid.
Every kid.
My next pick is Amal Unbound. I believe I'm saying that correctly. And this is a contemporary novel set in Pakistan, and it deals with female social issues, being in middle school, and this would probably be a really great book for moms and daughters to read together and kind of talk about some of the women's issues that are happening in the world right now.
Yeah. I feel like you got all the serious books and I got all of the fun fantasy. So I will pick my serious book now. This one is called Out of My Mind by Sharon Draper. I looked it up yesterday and this looks amazing. It is the story of an 11-year-old girl who has cerebral palsy, and she just feels like it's right here, a little goldfish in a what do you call these things? What is that?
A fishbowl?
Fishbowl. Sorry. Because nobody knows that she is normal on the inside. She has thoughts and feelings and knows things, and she just wishes everybody would treat her normal. She wishes she could have a way to communicate. So that actually does come about with new technology. She is able to communicate and her whole world changes. So looks like a serious read, but I think that every person, not just kids, adults, should read these types of books.
Oh, there's
to
a
learn.
lot. There is a lot of juvenile fiction that I'm like, oh, adults need to go back and read this and remember, like
for
what
sure,
it was like.
how kids feel, big time. So I'm excited to read this one. Out of My Mind, Sharon Draper.
I have not been saying authors. Should I be?
Yeah, maybe we should, just in case.
Okay, so Refugee was by Alan Gratz, and I'm really hoping I'm going to pronounce this one correctly. Aisha Saeed, I think. I really hope so. I apologize if I am not saying it correctly.
This one is a gorgeous book cover.
I
If you can see
know.
that, I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what drew me in.
Yeah.
And then you read about it and you're like, okay, I need that. All right, my next book is The League of Beastly Dreadfuls by Holly Grant. And this is for fans of the Lemony Snicket series. It's a funny mystery set in a creepy Victorian house. You have secret aunties who might not be who they say they are, and a great escape has to happen. So, I mean, it just looks fun. Like,
for sure.
that looks like a very fun read.
I can probably think of like 6 or 7 kids off the top of my head.
Plus, there's a child
that'll love
with
that.
its head in a cage.
In a cage.
So, you want to find out, what is that all about?
For sure. I can think of 5 or 6 kids I could put their heads in cages.
See?
For sure.
See, I had a
and they
fun
would
one.
love that one. You did. You had a fun one. Okay, next I will go with Will Wilder, The Relic of Perilous Falls, and it is by Raymond Royo, we're gonna say, for sure. This one I was looking up. I have an 11-year-old son who is obsessed with Percy Jackson, and not just Percy Jackson, all Rick Riordan books. He is all about them. But the great thing about those books is it actually teaches him something without him knowing it. He can give you a ton of Greek mythology facts just out of the blue. He will start talking about
Which is awesome.
gods and what's going on. So I love those books because they do sneak in some actual history mythology. So this series I found for kids like him, and I have tons of them that come in all the time, you know, what do you have like Percy Jackson? So this one is actually set again with the hero being a young gentleman. I believe he's 12 or 13, and it has all about Catholicism and Catholic mythology. So they created an entire world around this young gentleman and his imagination and what he has.
That'll be interesting. Like, that, I feel like that will be a very interesting read.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that the kids are going to learn something along the way. So if you have a child that loves Rick Riordan but wants to venture out on something else, try this one.
All right, another serious one, but also a Newbery Honor book. This is The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Bradley. I'm not sure how to say the middle name, so I don't want to mess that up.
Brubaker?
This is another historical fiction. If you are a fan of Number the Stars, you read it when you were a kid, you loved it, you want your kids to read it, or you yourself, if you're a kid or an adult who really loved Number the Stars, you'll want to read this one. It is the story of a disabled girl set during the time of World War II. Her mother is very cruel, does not want anyone to see her with her disability, and she's able to get out with her brother. They kind of have a little bit of an adventure, and it's a moving story of triumph while she is learning about herself. And this is another one that's going to teach you something about World War II while learning about this girl's life and reading that. So
that's been on my to be read list for a while now. So
like doing this book order, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a book club book, and that's gonna be a book club book.
Yeah, for sure. We really truly are obsessed with juvenile fiction.
We are.
Unfortunately,
it's not a bad thing.
All right, my last little book review is going to be over The Land of Never Endings, and it is by Kate Saunders. This book is a little bit fantasy, a little bit serious. It starts off with the protagonist who is female, and she, her younger daughter, or younger sister, I'm sorry, passed away from a long-term illness, and she is trying to grapple with her grief, and at the same time her sister's teddy bear contacts her from beyond and needs help. So it's a little bit never-ending story.
Ooh, favorite movie.
Gets sucked into this different world, but it's also her way of dealing with her grief. So very, very cool looking book. Tons of praise online for it, so I'm excited. Maybe a little bit of a tearjerker. But you know, I always tell these kids, I'm like, I cried on this book. And some of them will be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was
that
so
was
moving.
Not sad. And then some of them are like, yeah, I cried too. And I'm like, bring it in, hug. So I feel like this is going to be a bring it in hug book. But really, really good read.
All right, and my last one is from an author who is like newly my favorite. If you have read Hello Universe, this is by Erin Kelly. This is called You Go First. And this is a story about navigating middle school and the turmoil of middle school, because we all remember middle school. It's terrible. Like,
no,
I don't ever want to.
Pretty sure I blocked it out.
Yeah, you don't ever want to go back to that, because, you know, this is about them growing up, finding their place in the world. And it's about how one friend can make all the difference. And one thing I like about it is it's with Scrabble. Mm-hmm. Like, these two friends connect over the game of Scrabble.
Yeah. Online Scrabble. So they don't know each other at all.
Right. So that...
Which a lot of kids nowadays, I'm pretty sure that's how they communicate, and that's
what's going to draw them into this, because I mean, that's how they make friends now, is YouTube and Instagram and online things.
Gaming.
So,
yeah, for sure.
So this one, I think this will be a good one too, especially if it's written the same way Hello Universe is. It's going to be good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so real quick, because this is seriously only a third of what the books that we got in this month. Real quick, we're going to just flash up the other ones. A lot of the other ones that we got, we always try to listen to what the kids want and what they're reading. We try to finish out the series after we get them. So a lot of these books are second, third books in trilogies and series. So we're going to flash them just so that if you want to show this to your kids, actually kids should be watching this, right?
Right,
for sure.
Right.
That's why we're
all
doing this.
Our librarian patrons.
So now they know it's here. Come and get it before somebody else does, because if you come in and the book you want isn't here, guess what? I'm going to make you check out something else. So hurry up and get it if you don't want to read what I pick out for you. All right, real quick, Canterbury Crest is a series about horses.
And that's book number 2.
Book number 2.
I think. Wing and Claw is what? I don't really remember what it's about.
It's fantasy. I know it's got trolls in it.
Right. All I know is that the tweens who have read it have loved it. And this is book number 2, Cavern of Secrets. So that is here.
Upside Down Magic, book 5. Crazy little girl that cannot control her magic.
Let's see. This is the Sherlock Files, Cases Unsolved, The Case That Time Forgot, book number 3, Mystery, Intrigue. Mixed reviews, but you know what? You're just going to have to read it to find out if you would like it or not.
For sure. Horizon number 4, Adventure Survivalist.
Yes, Apex Predator.
Apex Predator.
Okay. Pokemon Thundershock in Pomelo Stadium.
Sure.
I don't know a lot about Pokemon, so there are kids watching this like, oh my gosh, she's butchering how to say that. But this
come in
book,
and tell us if we're butchering it.
Let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure what number this is, but very popular, and it's a quick read.
Big time. Rump is, I believe, the second or third in the Grump series. It's a retelling. Actually, I don't know if it's a retelling of fairy tales, but it brings to life fairy tale
Right.
characters in contemporary world.
Secrets of the Seven, The Ring of Honor. This is book number 3, and Cassidy's book club, the
Yes.
tween boys.
The, Book Piranhas. We are actually getting ready to start this trilogy. Really cool action adventure set in nowadays, but they are following a map by Benjamin Franklin. So very cool.
Right, so there's a lot of history, and the phone is ringing. Jared's gonna get that for us. Thanks, Jared.
We do have to work here at the library,
Yes,
unfortunately.
even while
we
we're-
can't just look at books all night. This is a Clementine in the Spring Trip. Everybody should know. If you like Clementine, you'll know what it's about.
The Dragon Prophecy is the 4th adventure in the Kingdom of Fantasy. Geronimo Stilton, very popular series. This is a newer series, so if you like that, you like
There
that.
it is. My last one that I have is called Mistletoe and Murder, and it is the 5th book in the Mistletoe.
It's like Wells and Wong.
Yeah, Wells
mysteries.
and Wong. That's what it was. Mystery. I haven't read any of these. This is the first one I've seen, but I went and pulled a couple of them off the shelf. Looks really good. So this is their Christmas newest mystery.
All right, so these books, we don't think they're part of a series. Of course, you can say that about a book, and the author has decided it's not a series, and then later they come back and make it a series. So, who knows? This is Short by Holly Sloan. What matters is how big you are inside, and as you can see, there are little elf shoes there. So, I'm not sure what it's about, but it looks cute and good.
I know. Andrew Clemens, who wrote Frindle, has a new book out, and it's called The Loser Club.
Oh wait, is this the author of Counting by Sevens?
Yeah, you didn't. It says it
Oh.
right here.
Shh. I did not notice. Anyway, that is a book that is very popular. So, well then, now I'm really interested to read this because she's a good author.
Put it away. I got too much to read.
And then the last one is Wish by Barbara O'Connor. We've got animals, a little girl. She's sent to live with a family she barely knows, and it looks like her and the dog make a connection. So you know,
For sure.
How to Steal a Dog. Ooh, she's the author of that, and
Yeah,
that
very
book
cool.
goes out all the
Very cool
time.
book.
So this will probably be a very
Awesome.
good book as well.
All right, so you just got a quick, well, we hope it was quick,
Yeah.
little sneak peek of what we got in this month in juvenile fiction. So again, that's about 2nd to 3rd grade, all the way up to 6th and 7th.
Right.
Great stuff. We will talk about graphic novels in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Lots of it going on. All right.
Yeah, all right.
Come and see us anytime at the library.
Yep.
That's what we're here for.
Thanks for watching.